next point is a warning to the nation's diplomatic body whose decision-making process is completely unclear. What good did you get from the previous talks in Oman?
What are you willing to give so that war doesn't happen? Today, the people of Iran are waiting for a preemptive strike on Israel and U.S. bases in the region.
As diplomats prepare for negotiations behind closed doors, one Iranian lawmaker just went in the opposite direction, calling for preemptive military strikes on Israel and U.S. bases across the Middle East.
What are you willing to give so that war doesn't happen? Today, the people of Iran are waiting for a preemptive strike on Israel and U.S. bases in the region.
And he didn't whisper it. He said it inside Iran's parliament. The remarks came from Amir-Hossein Sabeti, a hardline conservative member of parliament from Tehran and a prominent voice within Iran's hard-right political faction. Speaking in early February, Sabeti delivered a fiery speech attacking Iran's ongoing diplomatic efforts with the West and questioning why talks are happening at all. Referring to past negotiations in Oman and proposed talks in Turkey, Sabeti asked, "What good did you see from negotiations that you want to repeat them? Last time, they bombed us during negotiations."
My next point is a warning to the nation's diplomatic body whose decision-making process is completely unclear. What good did you get from the previous talks in Oman that you're now pinning your hopes on negotiations in Turkey? Seriously, someone needs to come and answer us. Weren't you in the middle of talks last time when they bombed the country? Why are you repeating that strategic mistake again? What concessions are you planning to give?
Then came the most explosive line. Sabeti claimed that the Iranian people are demanding preemptive strikes, urging the government to target Israel and American military bases in the region, rather than returning to what he described as weak and pointless negotiations.
What are you willing to give so that war doesn't happen? Today, the people of Iran are waiting for a preemptive strike on Israel and U.S. bases in the region, not for you to rise from a position of weakness and go there to negotiate. What do you intend to give? What do you expect to gain? You must correct this misguided strategy.
This isn't just tough talk. Calling for first strikes, especially while diplomatic talks are being planned, marks a major escalation in rhetoric, even by Iran's standards. It signals growing anger among hardliners who believe diplomacy has failed, sanctions are permanent, and restraint only invites more pressure or more attacks. These comments come at one of the most volatile moments in years. Iran is facing severe internal unrest, an economic crisis, and widespread protests that have shaken the regime. Externally, the U.S. and Israel have openly warned that military action is still on the table if Iran refuses major concessions on its nuclear and missile programs. Iran's supreme leader has warned that any U.S. strike would trigger a regional war, but at the same time, Iran's foreign ministry is still preparing for talks, possibly in Turkey or Oman. Sabeti does not set official policy, but his words expose deep divisions inside the Iranian system. Hardliners are pushing for confrontation. The government is trying to buy time and leverage through diplomacy, and the military is posturing for every possible outcome. It's a balancing act, and it's getting harder to hold. When a sitting Iranian MP openly calls for preemptive strikes while negotiations are still alive,
I ask the judiciary to begin this great reform to go after the bigwigs who for years, through inaction and mismanagement, brought the country to this point, weakened it, and today have grown bolder, dreaming other dreams for their own future. I urge you to start this major reform by dealing with these individuals, and you will see its result in national unity.
It shows just how fragile the situation has become. Diplomacy is still on the table, but so is war. And in a region already packed with warships, missiles, and drones, the distance between words and action is dangerously thin.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.